guys? Impromptu LinkedIn live here. I started a road trip yesterday. We're on our way to Cody, Wyoming, but we stopped for the night in Kellogg, Idaho, at a little resort here. And I was about to go for a morning walk and noticed that there was a Yoke's fresh market close by, like a 10-minute walk. So figured start it live. We can go through, talk about some things, answer some questions, and then walk through the store so you can see it. I have not been to a Yokes before. So excited to jump in and check it out, see what it's like. While we're walking over, I'll give you a little rundown of what yesterday went like. And while I try to figure out where we're going, all I know is I got to get to the road over here, and I think it's like Emerald Street or something. So yesterday, we got a rental car, and my car has been having some issues that haven't been able to get like properly diagnosed yet. So I didn't want to take my car on however many thousand miles. Just hopefully this is the road. So we got a rental car. I picked it up and then got my daughter from school a little bit early. And we left a little bit later than I expected us to, but it was all good. We got some food before we left town, and everything was going pretty good. It was weird because earlier in the morning, my wife had sent me a picture of like all the weather stuff going on in Washington and a little bit of northern Oregon. And there was supposedly some tornado warnings, which is super random, not something for us around here usually. And it was right in the path that we were going. So, and it said something, it was like very minimal chance, mini tornado or something like that. So I didn't really think too much of it other than like, ooh, like that might be interesting. So we go on our way, we're moving along. The Audi, or the rental that I have, is an Audi A5, which is pretty sweet. It's nice. It's definitely faster than my car. It's got some good speed to it. And the electronics are a little weird in it, honestly. It doesn't connect as well to my phone. Like it connects fine, and then it will pop up with this error saying something about like the local regulation is preventing my Wi-Fi from working, which is so weird. And then it will disconnect. But then on top of that, sorry, gotta switch hands. On top of that, cruise control wasn't working. And I'm not used to a car that's quicker like that and everything. So I was like trying to gauge it, but it's also just a smooth ride. And I was going with the flow of traffic plenty of times looking, and then I look down and I'm going like 95 and in a 70, and I'm like, ooh, should probably just be careful with that. And apparently I wasn't careful enough. And yeah, there was an undercover cop and caught me going 87 in a 50, which happened to be the construction zone. And I was kind of going flow of traffic for the most part, but then it was a merge section. And instead of just letting off and getting behind the person, I sped up to get in front of somebody. And that was when he clocked me going 87. So it's all, it's my fault. But I really wish the cruise control would work. And the reason it's not working is because it's like there's some sensor that it is not working for the adaptive cruise control, where it like helps you gauge how much space you should give and all that kind of stuff. So something that I'm not even worried about, like it automatically brakes and speeds up for you and all that stuff. Like I don't care about that. I just want regular cruise control so I can go my standard like 9 to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. Anyway, so I got pulled over. Actually, I haven't looked at the ticket yet to see how much it was because he handed it to me folded up and everything. I got it in my pocket. Let's see what the damage is. And it got wet, so that's cool. It's a little messed up. Ugh. $440. Yeah, 31 plus miles an hour. It's not a good one. That's yeah. Being the adult now, thinking about this is not just about 30 or the $440. It's the insurance cost that's going to go up after that. That stings. That stings. That's all right. Life will go on. But anyway, so you got that. He actually, the officer was cool about it, and he did not, because it was technically a construction zone, it would have been double, and he did not give me an $880 ticket. That would have been way worse. So very thankful for that. I learned my lesson. I was very cautious of the speed I was going. I would still go a little over 10 miles an hour. Every once in a while, I'd look down and see that, but I was going with flow of traffic, and, I just didn't do hard accelerations anymore. Well, I did, but it was in clear areas. Anyway, let's not focus on that anymore. So we got pulled over, then we kept going on our way, and things were fine. We started getting closer to Spokane. We were probably an hour and a half out, and the weather started turning a little bit. And at first it was just lightning. There was no rain or anything. We could just see lightning way off in the distance. So for us, there was no rain, but we saw what was going on. And it was pretty cool. Like the color of the sky was kind of off. It wasn't gray. It was like kind of sunsetty, not quite red, a little like a faint orange maybe. And so we saw that, and then as we got closer and closer and closer, started getting darker skies. And then we pulled up to Huckleberries, which is where we were planning to go before we stopped at our hotel. And Huckleberries, we start walking in. I get a picture of the front of the store, and I start feeling a raindrop, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna start raining. And then so as that happens, we go in, we check out the store, get some pictures, we got some food, and then I went out to the car to get something, and it was sideways, like downpour, and lightning was going off, thunder. It just totally turned. It was crazy. And I got some video of it I'll post later, but it was just wild to me that it was getting that bad. And I was like joking around earlier in the day. I was like, it's not that I wanted to be in a tornado, but I did want to maybe see one off in the distance, where it's out just in the field and everybody's safe, but you can see it, you know? And then my daughter, she was like, way to go, asking to be in a, like in a storm or in tornado and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, all right. I put the bad juju on us maybe. But anyway, so we ate some food there, and I gotta say, first time in a Huckleberry's, it's a pretty cool store, you know, old school, kind of like small co-op-y feel. And the uh, deli there, they call it, I can't remember what the number was, but it was like their bistro. It was it was legit. Like, I took a bunch of pictures of the food, and really, man, I just did a big fucking circle from one side of the resort to the other. I can't find the store itself. All right, somewhere I went off track here. Anyway, the deli at Huckleberry's, it's unlike anything I had seen before. And they have, it was stacked with sandwiches and wraps and chicken pot pie and enchiladas and pizza pockets, all these things. And they were just stacked, like big time. Especially keep in mind, this was like 8:30 at night. And everything was oversized. So thinking about, you know, like, oh, it's a wrap. Like, no, this wrap was fucking huge. Like, it was it wasn't like a full burrito. You could, like, they made big burritos essentially and cut them in half, but the size of it was probably like that. And I have a picture of it with me holding it. I'll post later. But man, whew, it was good. And then they had the grill going. They had burgers that you could customize, custom sandwiches. It was just a good experience. And like I said, 8:30 at night, there were quite a few people there, and they were all ordering. They were still firing up the grill. And then everybody was there for the show, for the lightning and thunder too. It was a pretty cool experience. But then, you know, as we left, it was still thunder and lightning and downpour. The roads were not like the lines on the freeway. Everything were, it's those things. Also, I think night vision's not great, where it's just hard to see the lanes. And thankfully, there weren't like a ton of cars. There were just enough to like be able to follow the line and or their line and stay safe. But I was white knuckling it most of the time to the hotel because it was a little over an hour, and we had to stop to get gas. I stopped in Idaho because I know the prices were better without tax and things like that. And yeah, and then, you know, tons of construction and down to one lane, super dark, like no streetlights or anything. It was a pretty wild experience. But then I don't know, maybe like the last 20 minutes it was clear. And I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it's pretty clear out today. Like, it's pretty nice. So I don't know. I think it is what it is. I feel grateful that we made it without any accidents or injuries or anything like that. Where the hell is this market? Where is it? We got to be getting close. Oh, hold on one sec. Oh, man. All right. Where are you, Yokes? It's pretty early, so I doubt anybody is actually watching this live. If you're rewatching this, sorry for all the dead time, I guess. You can just skip through this part if you want. Where are you? We're on an adventure. Yeah, so today's plan final destination is Cody, Wyoming, but whew, something just brushed up against my leg, scared the shit out of me. Yeah, we're on our way to Cody, but we are going to be going to Billings first to meet with family and have dinner, and then from there we're going to drive down to Cody. Cody is a pretty small town. I think it's like 10 to 12,000 people, and you know, they have stuff, they have restaurants and things, but we just figured go to Billings where there's more options. My mom is flying into that airport, so we'll pick her up and then meet. Well, my sister will pick her up, and then we'll all meet somewhere for dinner and hang out, and then get to come back and chill out in Cody. Cody is, I think we're getting close to Yokes. Cody is on the eastern entrance of Yellowstone, if you're not familiar. And like I said, it's 10 to 12,000 people, small town, but it's really cool town. We've been there a few times because my sister lives there, and you know, she moved out there, I think, in COVID or maybe right before. I can't remember exactly when, but me and my daughter have made a routine to come out every couple of years at least and do a road trip out here, which is why we've been, you know, why we are doing this now. And it's my nephew's graduation, so it works out timing wise. We get to see him graduate high school, which is really awesome. Super proud of him. He's a cool dude, and he's just, yeah, I mean, no surprise, he's really smart. And yeah, man, come on, where are you, Yokes? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, we got a Conoco gas station and Yokes Fresh Market. Let me see if I can turn the camera, and then I'll just walk you through the store and share what I see. If there is anybody watching live, feel free to comment. I'll keep an eye on that, or I'll try to keep an eye on that. Let me switch the camera, and let me see if I can do vertical. If that's, I don't know if that's easier. I don't know that you see as much in vertical. I'll go back to horizontal. Not gonna lie, it kind of hurts my arm doing these walks like this with that. All right, Yokes. I don't know how many Yokes there are. I don't know what the size of the chain is, but I know that there is at least one or two in Spokane, because when I was looking them up, I saw that nearby the Huckleberries. But yeah, let's check it out. So front, pretty simple, like the, you know, design on the windows and everything. Oh, it's all backwards. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Still backwards. Hopefully it's not actually backwards for you guys. Shoot, I don't know. Guess we'll have to figure this out when I watch the replay. See what it's like. I have an early open time, 6:30. Backpacks are not allowed. I'm assuming they have some theft issues. All right. So we walk into floral. We've got graduation stuff. Pretty standard. The flower choice, I'm not a florist, but makes sense for the time of year. Probably in the location too. Not a bunch of roses, but other types of plants and things. This little kit here. Not really like pre-made to sell, but gives it an idea and like makes it, you know, makes you think about all of the things that you can do with the honey. All right, then you walk into this really open space. This is their seasonal and their wellness area. So it looks like they've got a little bit of a seasonal section here. And then, I mean, 4th of July kind of stuff makes sense. Then it cuts right into ramen, which is interesting. You know, it's tough to, it's really easy to come through and criticize placement of products and categories and things like that. But it's not easy when you're mapping it out, and you know, no store is going to be perfect. It's not going to have the perfect flow. You're not going to have the perfect set size from every category. So it's just, you know, take it with a grain of salt if I'm giving crap, but it's not intended to be truly giving crap to the people. Like, it's just, it is what it is. So I'm looking at this and see Food Club, which I don't think I've seen before. Maybe there might be a store in Oregon that I went to where I maybe saw that. And, you know, typical grocery stores around here use Super Value or UNFI for their conventional, and they have the private label brand Essential Everyday. But Food Club seems to be this distributor's, and I can't remember what the distributor is, and it does not look like it is on the tag. I cannot tell if it's on the tag or not. So if anybody knows, throw it in the comments. All right, so we got some candy, summertime candy, makes sense. Got juice and other stuff. I'm not exactly sure what this is other than just good pricing on items. Looks like a hodgepodge of stuff right next to cleaners. That is me kind of giving shit. Like, that's just a weird setup. Then we've got non-food, pet food. Let's go down. Juice, water aisle. So this is interesting. They have Logier shelving, but then they're using these brackets, like the medium density racking, for top stock. You can't see my hand, but for top stock. So I was actually talking about this in my live the other day about top stock. Like, do customers really notice? Do they care? I don't think that they really care or notice too much. And especially, like, for me, I actually like the boxes better when they do a really good job here keeping them nice and stacked, clean. They're not all falling all over the place. I think that's the key. You know, when you're doing it that way, you have to be really detail oriented and make sure that it looks clean and not jumbled up. And we got their chip aisle. So huge Frito-Lays. Like, this is almost all Frito-Lay product. Mission is not, Dots is not, Tim's is not, and I don't think Juanita's is. Calidad, I'm not 100% sure on, but I think who does that? I don't know who distributes that, but out of however many feet they've got of chips here, it is 95% Frito-Lay. That's kind of wild to me. Let's see if we get more space that way. When I'm doing this on my phone, there's different camera options, and there's like front camera, back triple camera, back dual wide, back ultra wide. Maybe we'll do ultra wide. There's so many options. Like, I don't know what to do here. Okay. So let's keep walking. We got a little wine section and mixers going into the beer. And then we've got frozen over here. End caps are interesting. Not a huge fan of this style. I mean, overall execution, poor. You've got a Coke end cap. So clearly they're big into the conventional brands, but you've got Coke end cap with one, you got one, two, three, four products, all different price points and all different, not all different occasions, but I don't know why I put the 24 pack there. Maybe they're running low and they had to fill up space. But if you're going to do something, maybe like this, wrap all Powerade across the bottom and then do your 12 packs. And if you wanted to do water up there. But I would probably keep it just with two products, 12 packs and Powerade. So maybe have it come Powerade as the waterfall and then Powerade up on the shelf too. Just options. We got some pallets out. They got freight coming in. It is Friday, so it makes sense. Feels like a Saturday to me, but all right. So beer stacks, Otter Pop stacks. I have not seen Otter Pop stacks in a while. Ooh, that's been a long time. And then Arizona tea at 78 cents. They're going lower than the can itself. Like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? All right. We got cards over there. It looks like all the cigarettes and everything in the back section you can kind of see. Got some grilling stuff. And then you've got meat over here. A little bit of deli items. It's like all over wrap. And then you got some pre-packed stuff here. On this side, you've got all your lunch meat and sausage, bacon, cheese. Good flow for the cheese and the meat and all that stuff being together. You got some more frozen here. Let's go check out the other side of the store. Looks like maybe they have a pharmacy with a drop off. I'm guessing this is pharmacy. Yeah. Super weird for a market like this to have a pharmacy. To me, it is. Really interesting end cap here. Got protein. Oh my God. What do you got going on here? Got all this candy. I don't know what the rainbow ramen blast is. Fruity fusion. That's interesting. Looks interesting, but oh, this one's open. Let's see what's in there. Okay. So just some gummies. And then you've got sunflower seeds in with Skittles and then sour punch, caramels, almond roca, and protein drinks, and then some granola. These are the things that we want to avoid. All right, so you got baking aisle down here. It's funny. They have pushers on Jello, which is great. I mean, it makes it look good. It's kind of weird that throughout the store, the merchandising is really messy, but then that you have pushers on Jello. All right, then I think I walked right by it, but we've got another Frito-Lay end cap as well. We've got Rico's nacho cheese sauce. Never heard of Rico's before. Some salsa. We've got tortilla end caps. It's pretty standard. So overall, when I was going into this store, I was thinking more natural, but it is absolutely not natural. It is very conventional driven. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Would I shop this store if I had to? Not my first choice. I mean, they've got some natural, but really not much. I mean, actually, I don't even know that they do intentionally have any natural products in here. This all seems conventional. Like looking at this peanut butter and jelly set. You've got Crofters up there, and bomb my mom. That's pretty much it. Like all the tuna, all conventional. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not store me, especially with pricing's not awful. Like there's some things that are actually pretty decent, reasonably priced. So I'm not gonna say it's awful, but it just wouldn't be for me. Anyway, here's produce. We're gonna do a quick walk through, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and finish my walk. It's pretty wiped out in some of these areas for being Friday morning. Then they have sushi. I would absolutely not trust buying sushi here. Just me and their deli case. Again, just things are not fully prepped yet. A little seating area and a little grab and go. Look, I say it with products all the time. Like just because I'm not a consumer of it doesn't mean it doesn't have a need. I'm not the person that's going to be shopping the store, but doesn't mean that there is not a need for it, and they clearly do well. So more power to them. I mean, they've got a well operating store. It's just not what I expected when I thought I would be walking into. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go get down to my walk. Talk to you guys later.